Alright, so, Seed of Chucky. Uh, yeah, let's get straight into it. So, the movie starts off with, I don't know what you call it. You get the vision of Glenn, and you get the vision of him in a new family, them calling him ugly, as usual, which is a pretty ugly fucking doll. But, turns out that he ends up killing the family. I don't know if he kills the little girl, because she said, "You pissed your pants" over and over again, like 3 times, which is funny. Um, then it moves on to Hollywood, where they somehow got the fucking dolls, which don't know how, but it turns out the baby that Tiffany had was actually Glenn or Glenda. I'll get to that in a second. So apparently, Glenn's a part of a ventriloquist show. His name's Shitface, and some guy keeps him locked in a cage. One night, he ends up escaping because of a rat ends up biting the guy. Then he ends up bringing back Chucky and Tiffany. Don't know fucking how. By the fucking charm thing that Chucky had when he died. Then you have Jennifer Tilly playing herself, even though she's playing fucking Tiffany at the same time. Then you have her wanting to sleep with Redman because she wants to play the Virgin Mary. And I love how when she plays Tiffany, she literally talks back to her human self, calling her fat and shit, a slut, which is fucking funny. Because why would you talk to yourself like that? But I get it. It's in character. You play both characters, which is pretty talented, if you ask me. But I know it's all voice acting. It's probably easy to play Jennifer Tilly herself. But, she ends up inviting Redman over to have sex. Then you get this whole fucking part where Chucky and them find out that they have a son, or non-binary. I guess a boy and a girl. No, not judging. They end up finding out that they have a non-binary child, and Chucky falls back like, oh my god. And he ends up calling his own fucking kid ugly. I mean, you gotta admit, the fucking doll is pretty fucking ugly. But there's a whole part where, I don't know why, but I guess Chucky ends up jacking off, and he comes in the fucking thing. Meanwhile, Jennifer Tilly's getting it on with Redman, and then there's a photographer, which is part of the paparazzi. And he's literally looking up in the fucking, zooming his camera up in the fucking window where Chucky's jacking off, which is fucking funny as shit. But there's one part where Tiffany ends up showing her tits, which I did not know. I forgot. First time they show tits in the Child's Play franchise, the mother ends up, not the mother at the very beginning. Just thought I knew that. But anyway, not sexualizing anything. But anyway, back on track. Chucky ends up doing that, and then they end up knocking Redman out, which I did not know he was an actual rapper. They end up knocking him out. And then there's a whole part where Jennifer is running around the house. And Chucky's holding the fucking sperm. And he's like, what'd I do with this? Which is a fucking funny thing. Then they end up knocking Jennifer out. And then they end up putting both of them in bed, acting like they slept together, even though they didn't. They just got knocked out. And Tiffany just ends up injecting the semen, which is disgusting. So apparently those babies are Charles Lee Ray's babies, or Chucky's babies. But after that, they have a whole part where they're eating and shit. Jennifer goes off to go on a call. Tiffany's underneath the fucking table. And I forgot to mention one thing. Tiffany ends up making a call to some sort of woman that she killed her husband, and she's saying she's sorry for it. Like, who the fuck? Like, that makes no sense. Why would you say? Why would the person that you killed, or the person that was the closest to this person, end up forgiving you for killing that person? Does that make any sense? No. It makes no sense. Like, what the fuck? But Tiffany ends up killing Redman by stabbing him. I don't know, is it in the stomach or the dick? But you end up seeing his organs fall out, which is kind of a cool kill. Oh, I forgot to mention another kill. At the very beginning, where I don't know, they were gonna cut open fucking Tiffany and rearrange her parts and shit. Chucky ends up wrapping a thing around the guy's neck, and his fucking head comes the fuck off. And man, that's a cool kill right there. And I also forgot to mention another kill. They end up killing the guy that ended up getting the pictures. Well, I don't know if you call them killing him, but he ends up falling back and some sort of acid falls on his fucking face. And ends up burning the side of it. Look like fucking goo or some shit. I'll show a thing of it right here, but... Or if I can't find it. Meanwhile, Chucky wants Glenn to become a killer like him. And Tiffany wants Chucky to stop killing, but Chucky can't because she says it's an addiction, but he's already a serial killer, for God's sake. But, then you have the whole part. I'm just gonna skip right to the ending. We're like 7 minutes into this fucking review. I'm just gonna skip right to the end. So, there's a whole ending where they end up tying up Jennifer and shit, because Tiffany wants to become Jennifer, which is practically herself. So, Jennifer ends up giving birth to two kids, a boy and a girl. And Chucky gets mad. He gets fucking irritated by all of them yelling, because he's going to transfer his fucking soul into the guy, Jennifer's personal driver, that liked her from the start, and got pissed when she said Redman was coming over, and he knew Redman was going to smash. But oh yeah, I forgot one thing, that Redman didn't want to hire Jennifer because the Virgin Mary's not fat, which is kind of disrespectful as shit. But I mean, you're fucking a director in order to get the part. What can I say? She ends up giving birth to 2 children. Then the cops end up coming and end up taking Jennifer to the hospital. Jennifer ends up getting knocked out because Tiffany injects a needle into the fucking IV thing. I think it's like sleep medicine. But she ends up falling to the ground. And somehow, Tiffany ends up, what the fuck you call it? But what I was saying was that, okay, what I was saying, she ends up doing the whole gaudy or some shit. Ends up, well, before that happens, Chucky ends up bursting in, and then he's like, what the fuck do I say? Which is a Shining reference. You could have said, here's Chucky. That would have been cool, I guess. He ends up axing her to the fucking head, and she ends up dying. And then fucking Glenn says something in fucking Japanese, which is, this is where the fucking movie downfalls. Downfalls is fucking completely. He ends up fucking getting angry, and he ends up doing fucking karate movements. Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is this bullshit? He ends up fucking karate fucking doing something to Chucky. He ends up cutting all limbs of Chucky off, including the fucking legs and the arms, and his head. And he cries like a little bitch. And then, 5 years later, it turns out that Tiffany is Jennifer Tilly. So apparently it worked. It worked. She transported her fucking soul into the body of Jennifer Tilly. Ends up killing one of her fucking agents or whatever, because they don't want to be there anymore, and they don't like how her children are stalking her. But it turns out that Glenn became a real fucking boy. And I guess they done the whole shit where she transferred Glenn's body into the baby, and that's why he's like that now. I mean, he looks better in a child form. I'm gonna give him that. But he ends up getting a package, or a present, and he opens it, and it's Chucky's arm. It's literally his fucking arm. And then he looks shocked, he pisses himself again, and then Chucky's arm ends up going up to choke him, and then the movie ends. And, yeah. I mean, the ending's cool, I guess. You know Chucky's still alive. But, yeah. That was Seed of Chucky, 2004. I know why I'm saying 2004. It was the only fucking movie of Seed of Chucky. In my opinion, this is probably the worst Child's Play movie in this franchise. That's what I think. If other people like it, I respect that. But if I had to give this movie a rating, I mean, I prefer Bride of Chucky way better than this shit. I mean, it was funny. Every Child's Play movie is funny. What am I talking about? I'd probably give it like a 3. The whole karate movement bullshit ruined it. No, I'll give it a 4. I mean, I liked it. Not better than Bride of Chucky, but it was okay. It's still... This whole fucking... quick killing and bullshit, and then you got the whole fucking... I like how they mixed a movie in realism, how they do, like, the actual actresses. You know what I mean? Like, how they did New Nightmare, like, how they played themselves. You know what I mean? But, overall, that's pretty much about it. See you, Chucky.